Dramatic reading. In this lesson, you'll see how you can read with emotions, expressing the feelings of the characters in the passage. Take notice of how the reader observes punctuation marks, how words connect, and how words are correctly pronounced. Listen as this short passage is read. My first crush. Enjoy. Crush is the normal feeling everyone has for, especially those of the opposite sex. It's a strong, foolish feeling of love for someone you admire. Crush is an unreasonable attachment to someone who may not be aware that you even know them, let alone like them. It's foolish because a strong feeling and attachment to someone who doesn't know that you exist doesn't make any sense. A crush on someone usually ends in frustration. It's like you can see a fruit you love so much, but you don't have the means of getting it. Isn't it unreasonable that one keeps thinking and longing for what they may never get? Not so. Like I said earlier, crush is a normal feeling, and it's common among young, inexperienced people. I mean, children. I had my first crush at the age of 7. And guess who it was I had a crush on? My teacher. You can see how foolish and unreasonable that was. It was just frustrating. I couldn't tell him how much I loved him. I couldn't tell my parents about it because I was ashamed to talk about it. I was simply killing myself. Wasn't that foolishness? I loved his physique, his smile, the way he walked, and his spoken English was great. And he taught us so well as showed he cared about us. He treated me specially because I was the most brilliant in the class. He had a special name for me too. He called me Sweetie. I think all of this got into my head and I got it all wrong and began crushing on him. I had a very strong spiritual family. My parents will not let a week pass without having a discussion with us as a family. So during one family worship evening came the topic, how can you get over a crush? Though shocked, I listened attentively as they taught my older siblings. It was after that family discussion that I saw the dangers of crush, one of which is that it makes one lose focus in the class. Not really. The truth is that the urge comes from time to time, but reflecting on the dangers gives me the strength to pray. I always pray for help whenever the desire comes up. Yes, of course. I would like to get married to a responsible man like my dad, a man who cares about his family, a man who loves me as he does himself, a man I can respect the way my mom respects my dad, a man who fears God. For me, I would prefer to marry a man who is older than I am. Adam was older and more experienced than Eve. Since the man is the head of the family, I think I'll be more comfortable to respect someone older than I am. Not only that, I would like to marry a man that is taller, more educated, and more exposed than I am. I'd love to get married, possibly in my late teens or my early 20s. As my dad would tell us, the earlier, the better. This means that the earlier you get married, the better for your future. At the age of 40, you may be through with childbirth and life begins at 40.